Namaste ma'am, my name is Ramtarun. Today I will be talking about part 1 of the chapter How the Camel Got His Hump. So let's begin. In the beginning, when the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel and he lived in the middle of a howling desert because he did not want to work. He ate sticks and thorns and prickles. When anybody spoke to him, he just said hump and no more. In the beginning of the world, when the animals were starting to work with the men, there was a camel who lived in the middle of a howling desert. He ate sticks, thorns, and prickles. When anybody came to speak with him, he just said, hump. Presently, the horse came to him on a Monday morning with a saddle on his back and said, Camel, oh camel, come out and trot like the rest of us. So one Monday morning, a horse came to meet the camel and said, Camel, oh camel, come out and work like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel, and the horse went away and told the man. So the camel as usual said hump, and the horse went back to the man and said all this. Presently, the dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, Camel, oh camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel, and the dog went away and told the man. So the dog came to the camel and came with a stick in his mouth and said, Camel, oh camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us. So in this case too, the camel said hump, and the dog went away to the man and said all this. Presently, the ox came to him with a yoke. So the meaning of yoke is this one. Presently, the ox came to him with a yoke on his neck and said, Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel, and the ox went away and told the man. So next time the ox came to the camel with a yoke on his neck and said, Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us. He said to plow like the rest of the animals. So again the camel said hump. Then the ox went away and said to the man all this. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, 303, I am very sorry for you, but that hump thing in the desert can't work, or he would have been here by now. So I am going to leave him alone. And you must work double time to make up for it. So at the end of the day, the man called the horse, the dog, and the ox together and said, Oh, all of you three, I am very sorry for you. The hump thing in the desert cannot work. It's very lazy. So I am going to leave him alone, and you must work double to make up for it, said the man. That made the three very angry, and they held a panchayat on the edge of the desert, and the camel came chewing cud and laughed at them. Then he said, hump, and went away again. These words make the three animals feel very angry, and they held a panchayat at the edge of the desert. Camel came chewing cud and laughed at them, and then again he said, hump, and went away. Presently, there came along the jinn, who was in charge of all deserts, rolling in a cloud of dust. So there came a jinn, who was charge of all the deserts, rolling in a cloud of dust. The jinn of all deserts, said the horse, is it right for anyone to be idle? Certainly not, the jinn said. Well, said the horse, there's a thing in the middle of the desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. So the horse asked the jinn, "Is it right for anyone to be idle?" The jinn said, "Certainly not." Horse again replied, well, there's a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. Means the camel hasn't done work since Monday. "Phew," said the jinn, whistling. "That's my camel. What does he say about it?" "He says hump, and he won't plow," said the ox. "Very good," said the jinn. "I'll hump him if you kindly wait a minute." So he whistled, the jinn whistled and said, "That's my camel. What do you say about it?" So what does he say about it? So they reply that the camel says hump and he won't work. "He won't plow," says the ox. "Very good," says the jinn. "I will hump him if you kindly wait a minute." This is the part one of our story. How the camel got his hump. Thank you, ma'am.